Let's go into the next story. You know, in what is tantamount to an unfinished business, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, is threatening to return to the trenches by issuing a 21-day ultimatum to the federal and state governments. According to the union, there are unresolved issues to thrash out. Recall that the cat and mouse game between ASUU and the government dates back to 2009. So 25 years ago, that is, the issues in dispute are germane and non-negotiable. In the ultimatum issued on Wednesday, ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke has stressed that at the end of the 21 days, the union will reconvene to take appropriate decisions. We expect both parties to meet somewhere in the middle, if only to stop another enervating strike. But first, let's share this story with you. Come with me, let's go there.
It is no longer news that the Academic Staff Union of Universities has been on the shoulders of the federal government, pressing for their overall welfare. Among the issues are review and signing of the renegotiated 2009 agreement, payment of outstanding and academic allowances, proliferation of public universities and removal of universities from the Treasury single account.
The union undertook a comprehensive review of the outcomes from its engagement with federal and state governments on various outstanding issues that have encumbered the development of our university and hindered university workers' drive to reposition them for the transformation of Nigeria as a country. The meeting further appraised worsening living and working conditions in our universities and the nation at large. The meeting received alarming reports on the failed promises of the government in addressing the lingering issues that forced the union to embark on a nationwide strike between February and October 2022. Seasoned and experienced scholars and lecturers have continued to flee to other countries that are less endowed than Nigeria, but where their expertise is better appreciated.
The federal government has not held any major meeting with the union despite the threat to embark on an industrial action.
ASUU NEC, at its last meeting, resolved as follows: reject the slow pace of intervention by the Minister of Education in resolving the aforementioned issues.
The union plans to reconvene at the expiration of the 21 days notice to the federal government to take appropriate decisions. Nena Gabriel, TVC News, Umudike, Abia State.
Yeah, even Abo, as they say on the street, like play, 25 years, we're still talking about the same thing.
And it is unfortunate.
Can we afford another enervating strike? I'm strike weary, if you ask me, especially by ASUU.
You should, because you see, I recall that I think sometime in 2022, there was this very long stretch of strike action on the part of ASUU from February to, I think, October or thereabout. That was quite a long stretch, and students were left, in their house. Some of them even did not go back to school thereafter. So we don't want such a situation. And what is worrisome here is that we don't want the present administration to go down the road of the path taken by the previous administration, where promises were made and these promises were not fulfilled and all of that. And I particularly took attention of a particular agitation on the part of ASUU. They talked about the TET funds, and they said they wouldn't want the government to, combine the TET funds and the students' loan in one fold, which I totally agree with, because the reasons for setting up the TET funds were quite apart from that of the student loan. So government should please, we know that, yes, we are in a very precarious situation when you talk about the economy and all of that. But education is the bedrock of every community. So if we play with our education, we are playing with our future.
Yeah.
So I'm appealing to government, whatever you need to do. I mean, they have a list of
demands.
Yes. I mean, list them in terms of priority and begin to address each of them. Because if we just leave them there without addressing them and then we keep making promises, there is something we call trust. And trust is no longer there. I don't think ASUU has any form of trust, an iota of trust for government, whether government of today or that of tomorrow, because it has always been the same story over and over again. So I just hope that they have given 21 days notice. So I hope and pray that government will make full use of these long days to sit with them and look at how they can go about solving this problem, because they're not selfish. Most of the issues they raised has to do with, you know, our children having, you know, better education. Unlike what we get now, that everywhere you go to, they tell you standard of education has nosedived and all of that. So government should please do something. And I have a question that I've been bothered.
Okay.
What is the place, where is the place of the Minister of Education? Because we have a minister and everything is being taken to Mr. President. So what is the role of the Minister of Education in all of this?
We are told the minister held a meeting with them in July. So apparently there was no far-reaching agreement.
Because I mean, if you're still singing the same old song, like a record stuck in this groove, problems will not be solved. Agitation will continue.
Because, you know, as I said, some of the demands are germane, are non-negotiable.
Yeah. So, ASUU is not even saying it's not prepared to negotiate. So we have to get that clear.
Clear, yeah.
The 2009 agreement, when it was reached with the then Yar'Adua administration, they had an understanding with ASUU that from time to time it would be renegotiated.
Okay.
That was part of the agreement, that it will be renegotiated. And what they are asking for, even now, is a renegotiation of the 2009 agreement. And some of the demands contained in that agreement had to do with freshening up of infrastructure in universities. So they asked for an infrastructure fund.
Maybe does that approximate to the revitalization funds?
Yes, that is. It's just a matter of semantics. When I say refreshing infrastructure, it's still the same. Revitalization and refreshing, they mean the same thing. So, and they are saying, okay, we are not saying all of this money, bring all of this money at once. From time to time, you can release some funds. You say, okay, Goodluck Jonathan released some money. But governments after him have not been faithful in terms of making money available to keep the freshening up of infrastructure in the universities going. I saw pictures of Unilag Hostel.
Okay.
I saw pictures of UNN, Nsukka hostels. Honestly, I was really ashamed because when I was in school, I was not in, I wasn't accommodated in the kind of dirty-looking and antiquated hostels that I saw in those videos. The hostels have dilapidated badly. Some of them have no louvers. The windows are gone, which exposes the students to
infestation,
to even the threat of malaria
Yeah.
from mosquito bites and all that. That is not all. Some of the buildings, you need to even build new ones, new lecture theaters where necessary. But if you fail to make the money available, there's no way that the infrastructure will not continue to decay. Infrastructure thrives on maintenance and constant maintenance.
Yeah.
There are hotels in the world that are up to 100 years old.
Okay, but
they continue to
update them.
Yes, they freshen them up, they restore them from time to time. I saw an hotel in Mozambique.
All right.
Very, very old hotel. But on the outside, you will not even know, until you read the history of that hotel, you won't know it's that old.
Wow.
But they've restored it over time.
But how do we reconcile what you're saying to the fact that new universities are coming up, yet?
It's part of the demands that ASUU is making, that, look, stop the proliferation of universities.
Okay.
What we see happening from time to time is somebody believes that, okay, it's by bringing a university to my community that they can see that I have delivered the dividends of democracy. And these universities are not properly funded. Look at some of them, even medical universities, medical colleges that are being built. But they are not funded properly. If they were funded properly, there won't be any need, even for the 2009 agreement in the first, because it was anchored on the need for this kind of freshening up of infrastructure. And then one of the big demands that they've been making, after winning in court, after defeating the federal government in court, you will expect that after 1 year, that government will have disenrolled academic staff from the IPPIS. The IPPIS is not university specific. There is no reason why anybody should enroll universities on IPPIS, because it's very stiff. It's unitary in nature.
Okay.
But you need a much more flexible payment platform for academic workers, so that a situation in which, visiting professors cannot be paid. That's not how universities are designed. They are not designed for that. If somebody is coming on sabbatical, yes, because you are not, it's not going to be captured. Okay. I've given an example of someone who left one of the private universities and went to one of the new federal universities. Do you know that for many months he was not paid? Now, if you have someone...
No thanks to IPPIS.
Yes. And when there's any little problem, you have to go to Abuja to sort it out. A vice chancellor cannot hire a gardener.
Okay.
So what is IPPIS? We were growing up, we were taught, some of us were privileged to be taught by even white people. White people, Americans, Britons.
Remember in the 60s and 70s?
They were on sabbatical in our...
the Peace Corps, they call them. They were here.
No, not Peace Corps now. You see, the university system thrives on these academic researches that take them beyond their own universities. They go abroad, and during that period, they will be paid.
They have exchange. They even have exchange programs.
Yes, that is the thing. A lot of, I said, white people came here on account of that. Doing that, they are also researching. They are contributing to the body of knowledge by leaving their own homes to go elsewhere to teach. That is how universities function. So you can't, the rest of them, they've had to go abroad to teach. But if you have a system that ensures that when they come here, they can't be paid because the system is so stiff and all that, then they say that's not how a university system functions. And they are saying, and they went, hold on a little bit, please. And they went to the court. And they won in court. Court said, disenroll them. Why must it take more than a year to obey a court order This is the point. When they go on strike now, we'll say they are bad people. We say, and they have a court order. Disenroll us. Why don't you just do it?
All right. Sorry, we'll go on a commercial break now. Please.